Hello and welcome to the Holby City Theory Company. I'm Martha and today we will be answering the question, how old is Grace Beauchamp? Grace Beauchamp, sometimes known as Grace Beauchamp Strachan, is the daughter of cardiothoracic consultant Connie Beauchamp and surgical registrar Sam Strachan. She was born in Holby City, Season 9. Since the release of the 2021 Casualty trailer, I have been racking my brains trying to find an answer to the question of how old is she? In order to help me, I have created a timeline of all significant events regarding her age. Let's start at the beginning. On the 1st of June 2004, Connie Beauchamp made her first appearance in Holby City. And then, on the 3rd of January 2006, Sam Strachan made his first appearance in Holby City. And then, on the 1st of May 2007, in the episode Deep Dark Truthful Mirror, we saw Grace being born 7 weeks premature, after Connie shocked herself with a defibrillator. Accidentally, I might add. And then on the 4th of March 2008, in the episode We Serve All Who Come to Us, Grace is dropped down the stairs. And then in the episode on the 23rd of December 2008, we see Sam Strachan leave Holby to go and live in America with his son, so Grace's half-brother Kieran Patel. And then on the 29th of nothing, the 28th of December 2010, Connie leaves Holby to go and care for her father, William Chase, and obviously, as Grace is an infant, takes Grace with her. So then, Connie then returns on the 29th of March 2014. But this time she's returning to Casualty, Holby's sister show. So they do exist in the same universe and often have crossovers, Connie being a big example. And then on the 29th of November 2014, we have the introduction of Grace, but this time she's being portrayed by actress Emily Carey. But we see her because she's just been expelled from boarding school. And then in the episode The Last Goodbye, broadcast on the 24th of January 2015, Grace goes to live with Sam in America. But on the 13th of February 2016, in the episode Hearts and Flowers, maybe this is a Valentine's Day reference, just saying, Grace returns with Sam for a cardiothoracic conference, but everything kind of goes upside down for them. And then on the 27th of August 2016, in the episode Too Old for This Shift, after Connie and Grace have been living together for a while, we see this extravaganza of sorts, horrific incident where Grace and Connie are driven off a cliff by Connie's friend's mother in the 30th anniversary. So this kind of starts Grace off on the road to hell, because everything kind of goes dramatically downhill from here. But anyway, on the 12th of November 2016, we have the introduction of Hugo Bonning, who is a friend from Grace, and they went to school together, and I think the school is called Holby Grammar, and they kind of start Hugo and Connie now, a bit of an odd relationship, and that kind of has a story for a while. I was only how old was I? 9, so I can't remember this that well, but weirdly that didn't stick in my head too much, the Hugo story. And then on the 8th of April 2017, in the episode Child of Mine, Grace goes to live with Sam, but this is still in Holby now, so they don't go back to America at this time. But I may add that they state, as you can see the picture behind you, that this is actually Grace's birthday. So, obviously, this kind of implies that her birthday isn't the 1st of May. I don't think the year is specifically stated, but I'm not that bothered about the day, you know. It kind of as well revolves around, what they needed for the story, and maybe as well it's just like that's when it happened to be broadcast. I don't think it's that big a deal, to be honest. And then on the 22nd of July 2017, in the episode Somewhere Between Silences Part 2, Season 31, Episode 43, Connie and Grace make up after there being years and years and years of tension between them. But then on the 19th of August 2017, Sam takes Grace back to America without actually telling Connie. Naughty, I guess. And then somewhere in January, I presume, 2021, Grace returns. And then I just wrote on my timeline future storylines, which I will get on to later. You may be wondering, well, we know when Grace was born and it seems to make perfect sense. What's the problem? Well, only I wish it was that simple. But we have quite a lot of evidence telling us that they may have changed Grace's age. Before we get into that solid evidence, I have a brief recollection of seeing Grace's birthday written as the 1st of May 2006, not 2007, the date when Deep Dark Truthful Mirror was broadcast. I wouldn't have had that much of a problem with her age being changed by a year, especially considering that Emily Carey, who plays Grace, was born in 2003. First things first, Grace returns to Holby after being expelled from boarding school. If she was born in 2007, then she would have been 7, and if she was born in 2006, she would have been 8. To me, this seems slightly ridiculous. A 7 or 8-year-old to be expelled is quite far-fetched, especially considering that Grace doesn't seem to be particularly naughty when we meet her in Casualty. This image is taken directly from the new Casualty trailer, when Grace should be 13. Now, I'm 13, and 13-year-olds don't dress like this. To be honest, when I'm walking around, I don't see anyone dressed like this, except for a few 16 or 17-year-olds here and there. Now that brings me on to an enormous piece of evidence telling us that Grace is at least 15, if not, and hopefully, much, much, much older. Before I begin ranting and crying uncontrollably, let's give a little bit of background. For some strange reason, the new paramedic, called Leon Cook, is seen taking his shirt off while this is going on in the background. Firstly, it takes between 2 to 3 years to become a paramedic, and the youngest you can be to apply to start training is 18, so the youngest he could be is 20, if not 22. Secondly, the actor who plays Leon, Bobby Lockwood, is 27 in real life. Usually in Casualty and Holby, age doesn't really matter, as we can assume that the characters are the age of the actor. Grace is one of the only examples when her age is important, and that's purely for Connie's past storylines. I really hope this freaks you out as much as it did with me, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what actually happens in the storyline. You know, maybe Grace is just trying to get back at Connie again. Now for my theory. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Holby City isn't a real place. I haven't heard anyone talk about this before, but to me, it says that Holby and Casualty take place in an alternate universe. Yes, an alternate universe. If this is the case, then it solves all of our problems. Casualty would have no need to follow the same timeline. An episode wouldn't need to take place every week. It could be months, weeks, days, or even minutes between one another. It really depends on what the story needs. This would mean that Grace would have to be born on the 1st of May 2007 to us, but maybe this could be years before or years after from the character's point of view. So Grace could be whatever age she needs to be. If Casualty is following the same timeline as a real world, isn't following the same timeline as a real world, then there isn't a problem. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if the Holby universe debunk this. Start the hashtag HolbyUniverse. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. Until next time, goodbye.